Well, good morning, and again, welcome everyone. My name is Juan Perez. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Riverside County. When we first started this project a number of years ago, I was wearing some different hats for the county, including with the Transportation Department. So I'm pleased and honored to be here today as your MC. I want to welcome all of you to really a wonderful and long-needed, fought-for event, which is a groundbreaking for this critically important project. We're going to start this morning with a pledge of allegiance from Lieutenant Young of Riverside Sheriff's Office. Lieutenant, would you come up and lead us in the pledge, please? And could I ask you all to rise, please, for the pledge?
I actually thought I was going to have the opportunity to sing, but I'll take this. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Come back for the ribbon cutting, and we'll take you up on the anthem offer. We do have to sing our national anthem from our very own Rubidoux High School, Letzi Placentia. Letzi, would you like to come up, please? Please rise for the anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. You may be seated. Let's. That was wonderful. Let's give Letzi another big round of applause, please. That is no joke to be able to do an a cappella national anthem outside in the wind in a tent. So thank you, Letzi. Wonderful job. Thank you. We're very pleased to have many dignitaries here with us this morning, and you'll be hearing from some of them. Without their efforts, this event would not be possible, and you'll be hearing from a number of them as our speakers today. But I'd like to go ahead and just give a quick introduction to a number of our dignitaries that are here today. State Senator Richard Roth. Senator, thank you. Assembly Member Sabrina Cervantes, Assembly Member, thank you. Our 2nd District Supervisor and Chair of the Board, Karen Spiegel, Supervisor. We have with the Riverside County Transportation Commission, our Chair, Jan Harnick. Jan, thank you. Very pleased to introduce members of the Jurupa Valley City Council, Mayor Pro-Tem Chris Barajas. Thank you. We have Council Member Guillermo Silva. Council Member Brian Berkson. Council Member Leslie Altamirano. Apologies, Leslie. We also have from the City of Norco visiting Council Member Ted Hoffman. Council Member, thank you for being here. We have from JCSD Board Member Lupe Nava. Thank you. We have a number of distinguished folks from the county and the city who have had a hand in making this project possible. I want to introduce from the City of Jurupa Valley, City Manager Rod Butler, Assistant City Manager Mike Flad, Connie Cardenas. I hear she keeps the checkbook in Jurupa Valley, so thank you for being here. Really couldn't be here without that. Paul Tour, an old friend, Public Works Director. Paul, welcome. Planning Director Joe Parez. And Keith Clark, Building and Safety Official. Thank you all for being here. And I also want to introduce our Director of Transportation for Riverside County, Mark Lancaster. Mark, thank you so much for being here today. And our Assistant Director, Mo Salama. Mo, one of the nicest guys in the business. Thanks for being here, Mo. So with that, it is my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Chair of the Riverside County Board of Supervisors, and somebody who's really been a long-time champion in transportation, not only through our work at the board, but RCTC, prior supervisor and chairperson, Karen Spiegel. Supervisor?
Well, good morning. It's good to be first speaker, and there's also downfall of being first speaker, so it's never a good spot. But what's interesting is to listen to the introductions, because so many people have switched. Mark used to be with RCTC, he's now with the county, and I mean, I can go on. There's many of you that have kind of just different roles, but you stick with it and you stay within the industry, and that's what's really important. Because things don't happen quickly. When they say government moves slowly, transportation projects are probably the most slow moving, but they're not. All right, Ted. But they're really not. So much goes on before we get to this point, and then from this point, it seems like it goes really fast. And then we suddenly have a ribbon cutting. But it took 10 years to get to this point. And there's so many people. It's kind of like this big wheel with all the spokes. And each spoke is an important part on the wheel to get to this point. You have engineers and designers and public service and politicians. Maybe that's the biggest spoke. Who all work tirelessly. But you know, when this grade separation was ranked the most significant one, the highest priority in Riverside County, we needed state funding. We had an awesome team with Senator Roth and Assemblywoman Sabrina Cervantes who made that happen. Because it doesn't matter how many spokes you have on that wheel, if you don't have the funding, it's not going to go anywhere. So with their ability to pull it together and make sure we had the funding, we were able to push it forward. And that's what's really exciting. Now, the best part of it, there's a time frame on spending that money. So it was a fast wheel. And the partnership that we have with this dynamic duo, how about if we call them that? Because I'm very selfish. Our District 2, which Jurupa Valley is a big part of that, we have lots of projects that they were able to get funding for. And it's really important because we have got a growing district and we have a lot of activity going on. So with this grade separation, we have 2 going on in our district, and that's thanks to Senator Roth and Assemblywoman Cervantes. You know, safety has got to be the utmost importance for all of us, for constituents, for as we do a project. What's the number one we think about is safety. And trains, I sit on the Metrolink board. Trains need to make sure safety is our number one priority. And by separating the cars from the trains, there's lots of benefits. And I mentioned safety, but also if we have the separation, it increases the ability for cars to move faster. So we save at least 10 minutes, up to 10 minutes, you know, at a grade crossing. How many of you sat there and you start timing it? You know, 2 minutes seems like 10 minutes. And then 5 minutes is at least an hour. When you're in a hurry and there's a train there, you really get antsy. Well, and then when people get antsy, their driving isn't as well as it should be. So hopefully, or I should say it should, improve traffic flow and that reliability of movement. Not only people, but the goods in our corridor. There's a lot of truck traffic in this area. We don't want that to block our daily trips and our safety. So there's thousands of motorists that cross through that intersection, and there will be improvements there. And it will improve access and response times of what? Our emergency vehicles. You know, when you call somebody up for help, you want them to get there. And if there's any opportunity we can increase that time, we've got to take that opportunity. So this is another one. And it helps, you know, our pedestrians and our cyclists through this intersection. So we talked about cars, but it's also, you know, when you're walking. To get from point A to point B, you got to go over those railroad tracks right now. So now that will help with the pedestrians and cyclists. And the other thing is idling vehicles. If you notice, the more idling there is, the more damage we do to our environment. So it's improving our air quality. You know, overall, when completed, this project will improve the quality of life for Jurupa Valley residents, our employees and business owners in the area, particularly those right along this corridor. So I want to congratulate, there's many partners, many spokes on this wheel, the Riverside County, the city of Jurupa Valley, and of course all those that will be doing the work to make this happen. So let's not lose sight. None of us can do it alone. And working together, we achieve much more. And again, thank you to our next two speakers for making that wheel going.
Thank you so much, Supervisor Spiegel. So as the supervisor mentioned, we would not be here today, but for the efforts of our next two speakers that really were able to ask the state of California, push the state of California to make a significant investment in this area and in Riverside County. So it's really my pleasure first to welcome Senator Richard Roth to make a few comments. Senator.
Well, thank you, Supervisor, Assembly Member, Council members, distinguished guests. Thank you for inviting me to participate today. You know, 10 years ago, when I first ran for elected office in 2011, 2012, seems like a century to me at this point, it was pretty clear that this region was dramatically underserved and under-resourced, so much so that our campaign at that time centered around a theme, the 3 R's. Recognition, respect, and resources. Recognition of where we come from and where we live. Respect for what we intend and plan to do and need to do, and the resources to do it. No area was more under-resourced, no area was more underserved than this I-15 corridor from Corona to Jurupa Valley. And no segment was more impacted, frankly, than this Jurupa Avenue, Van Buren, Union Pacific Railroad intersection. It's pretty clear to me since I have been traversing this area for quite a number of years. With over 18,000 vehicles and over 70 trains crossing this area per day, it was pretty clear we needed some recognition, some resources, and some respect, and we needed it right here, and we needed it pronto. So let's fast forward to 2017, and that year with Senate Bill 132 and Governor Jerry Brown, Western Riverside County indeed received the 3 R's in the form of 5 critical transportation projects and $427 million, including the $108 million for this grade separation project. Now, it's nice to be invited, and I was certainly proud to have been part of the team that helped, but I want to tell you, the driving force behind this extraordinary effort to bring the 3 R's to our region, the person who truly made it happen, and I was there in the room, was and is our own Assembly Member, Sabrina Cervantes. So for all of us, she was clearly the right person at the right time, and I'm very, very proud to serve with her. So why don't we show her a little recognition, respect, and resource right here. So to all of you in the driver's seat, to all of you involved in this project, and it's certainly not me, but it is certainly you, congratulations. I'm excited, extremely excited to see this project underway, and I look forward to joining you once again upon its completion. Thank you for including me, and again, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Senator. Without further ado, I'll introduce Assemblymember Cervantes. And again, we would not be here but for the efforts of both Senator and Assemblymember to bring $108 million of state investment to this project. So Assemblymember, would you come say a few words, please?
Good morning, good morning. So wonderful to be here with you all today. You know, as I look back, it's so incredible to know that we are making such a tremendous impact for the residents and all who travel through this corridor right here. It's very exciting for me to be here this morning for this Jurupa Road Grade Separation Project. As was mentioned, this is one of 5 big projects in Senate Bill 132 that we were able to get funding for, much needed funding. We know, I think all of us can agree that are here today, that transportation is central to our everyday lives. Whether it's by bus, rail, bike, transportation has a profound effect on the quality of life of every Californian. Investment in our transportation infrastructure, just like this project here today, is an investment in our community. And with Riverside County being the fastest growing county in the entire state, we must make sure that we are building tomorrow's infrastructure today. By lowering commute times, enhancing road safety, improving goods distribution, and reducing air pollution, this infrastructure project behind us will improve the quality of life for all who live, work, and travel through our community. It is also a vital investment in our state's economy. The trade and transportation industry is the 4th largest sector in California's economy, and it is the backbone that supports the rest of our state. This project will not only directly create jobs, but support the future job and economic growth of our region. As chair of the Committee on Jobs, Economic Development, and the Economy, I am proud that this project is going to contribute so much in that area of economic development. We talk about jobs all the time. How do we bring more jobs to our community? Investing in our workforce right here in Riverside County. This is one of the ways that we can do this. As a lifelong resident of Riverside County, I'm encouraged to see the investment right here in our own backyard. I am grateful, very grateful for the work and the partnership of my friend and colleague, Senator Richard Roth, and his tremendous partnership in making sure that we do secure this fundings like this through the state budget. And so again, I just want to commend the Senator for his representation for our communities as well in Sacramento. I want to acknowledge the incredible partners who are here today who are making this project possible. The Riverside County Transportation Commission, thank you for all your work and efforts and working with my team and ensuring that these projects come to fruition and on time. The City of Jurupa Valley, thank you for the partnership, to our elected leaders, to the city staff for working with our team as well, and for all those involved in making sure that we keep Riverside County moving forward. You know, I will just share with you that I will never stop fighting for Riverside County. I will continue to put this at the forefront of our discussions that we're having in Sacramento. What can we do more to bring more resources to our communities? Because this is what our communities deserve, especially those such as the City of Jurupa Valley who have been underserved for so many years. This is the largest public work project since the city's incorporation. And these are projects that we need to continue pushing and investing. And so again, I look forward to continuing our efforts to deliver for the 60th Assembly District and all the residents who live here. And then I will continue to ensure that we do everything we can to build an excellent transportation system right here in Western Riverside County. Thank you to all.
Thank you once again, Assembly Member and Senator, and we'll look forward to having you come out and hopefully not too distant future to cut a ribbon out here. So thank you all again very much for that. Wanted to also mention a few dignitaries that I forgot to introduce. My eyes are getting bad and my memory worse, so my apologies. One of them is Chief of Staff Phil Pauley. Phil, Supervisor Spiegel's office. And we've got a couple other sharp-looking gentlemen with the supervisor's office, Wendell Bugtie and Matt Maldonado hiding here in the audience somewhere. There we go. And we have our Assistant General Manager for our Flood Control District, a key partner here, Bob Cullen. Bob, thank you for being here. And my friend, Chief Vike. Chief, thanks for being here this morning. County Fire, Cal Fire. And I also want to give a special shout out to VIPs that live this project every day, and that's our business community. And we have a few of our business owners here. So I want to acknowledge them and thank them for their efforts to be here today. Some of our local business owners that certainly have been a part of this project. We very much appreciate their work, their cooperation, their partnership in making this happen out here today. So we've touched on partnerships, and that truly is what makes Riverside County a special place and why we are able to move things that perhaps in other parts of the state are not able to move quite as quickly. And our very key partner in the transportation arena for the entire county is our Riverside County Transportation Commission. So it's really my pleasure and honor to welcome today the chair of the commission. And she's driving a long way from the city of Palm Desert, where she's the mayor Pro-Tem, Jan Harnick. Jan, you'd like to come up and say a few words?
Well, welcome everybody. Karen, your mask is here. Oh. So on behalf of RCTC, of their executive board, and all the commissioners, I thank you for including me in this celebration, huge celebration on one of Riverside County's most important and largest grade separation projects. So where Jurupa Road and Van Buren Boulevard and UP Railroad come together creates one of the busiest intersections in all of Riverside County. And it is so important to all the movement of goods and of people. And think of this, in 2018, there was a traffic study done, and they tallied 38,000 daily trips on Van Buren, 12,000 on Jurupa Road, and then add into that all of the train trips, Metrolink and freight. And then you understand why this is such an important project and why it's so busy. So additionally, we look at Jurupa Road, which is one of the main east-west connectors in Jurupa Valley. And that's what connects the residents to their jobs, to shopping, to medical needs, to education, and to everything they need in life. And I deeply believe that that ease and safety of connection for our community members is what has a significant impact on the quality of life in our communities. So with that safety, with that efficiency, and with the myriad project benefits that Supervisor Spiegel mentioned, you can understand why I and my colleagues at RCTC absolutely agreed to close that funding gap on that project. We believe in it, we know it's the right thing to do, and it's the right thing for the region and for the city. So, on that, congratulations, County of Riverside, City of Jurupa Valley. on this amazing groundbreaking of this wonderful and very needed project. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chair Harnick. So we've mentioned $108 million investment from the state. Total, it's about $133 million project. It's the largest project that the County Transportation Department has ever undertaken. 25 million of that came from RCTC, I believe, Measure A funds. So again, we very much appreciate the recognition from all the regional partners at RCTC. I do want to take a minute to thank other project partners here. It does take a lot of folks to make something like this happen. Our Union Pacific Railroad, I don't know if we have somebody here today from UP, but they've been a key partner in this project, and I thank them for their efforts. Flood Control District as well. Caltrans as well, that provides an oversight role for the federal funding, and the state funding, I apologize, and we thank them for their efforts as well. I also want to thank some of the project team that has made this project happen today. It's taken a lot of work, really in a relatively short amount of time to make this happen. We have our designer. I know we have representatives here from HNTB. If you could, thank you for being here, gentlemen, for your work. Our construction manager, T.Y. Lin. Thank you for being here. Granite Construction. Thank you, gentlemen. Looks like they're ready to go, itching to get started. So thank you so much. We look forward to working with you. And I should also mention T-Well and Granite have helped sponsor the event, as well as Mamaya's Nursery. Thank you for being here and helping provide the plants and decorations. So our key partner, certainly in all of this, has been City of Jurupa Valley, and we very much welcome and appreciate the trust the city placed in the county to work on this project and your partnership. So it's really my pleasure to introduce Mayor Pro-Tem Chris Barajas to say a few words. Mayor Pro-Tem.
Where are the notes?
Apologies for that.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. Thank everyone for being here. It's a great, obviously this is much needed, as everyone has talked about, so I'll just go into the prepared statement. So thanks to the County of Riverside staff, the elected officials who helped secure funding, especially Senator Roth and Assemblymember Cervantes. Without that, this would not be possible, and RCTC. So thank you for that as well, to close that gap, because I know there was a lot of conversation when the railroad and everything started getting a little hairy. We all reached out, and so thank everybody for getting all that closed, and we're here today, so that's awesome. So this transportation infrastructure project will improve the quality of life for the 110,000 and growing residents in the city of Jurupa Valley. In addition to improving this important corridor for goods movement, the Jurupa Road grade separation will separate vehicles and pedestrians from the railroad to improve safety and eliminate waiting for trains. For those that may live here or driven around here, there's a lot of our residents walk across that railroad every day to get to this shopping center. So being able to go underneath and not avoid that train is, the safety advantages is unsurmountable. So it's going to be great to see that. We have more than 60 businesses on Feldspar and Galena. Many manufacturing jobs. Obviously, you see the retail here, restaurants, everything else that provides money for our families and tax base, so we can continue to improve and invest in our infrastructure. Additionally, Jurupa Road is a main east-west corridor in Jurupa Valley. It connects residents on both sides of Van Buren Boulevard to schools, businesses, jobs, and recreation areas. The east side of Van Buren Boulevard features local shopping, and we want to remind people that business access will be open during construction and to continue shopping locally. Keep your tax money here, please. And for those that are not around here, come in and give us your tax money as well. During construction, traffic will be disrupted and access will be rerouted so crews can build the Jurupa Road underpass. We understand it will be an inconvenience and ask residents and business owners to use the project website for the most updated information on how to get around. allow extra travel time and bring your patience, and keep in mind the project benefits, especially for those that may not be here. For parents, you got Stone Avenue, you got Van Buren Elementary, you got many schools on both sides, and you got parents on both sides that have to go to both sides. Please plan, make some time, allow extra time. Please be considerate and patient. So having said that, we're coming up on a project milestone, and this is very important for everyone here, including our public safety, LT, Chief Ike. In October, Jurupa Road going west will be closed. This is huge, and I know we're making a big deal at the city to make sure our residents know. We want to be sure our residents have the most up-to-date information and stay on how to get around the project. And I would add too, there is other projects happening on other the next intersection over that we will be sure to share as well, is that it's going to impact everyone's travel, alternate routes, and everything else. So I'd like to thank our speakers, the elected officials, Jurupa Valley residents, and business owners that we've fought for to make sure you're taken care of and have the information you need. And if you still need information, please let us know. We're all here today. And the entire construction team for joining us this morning to celebrate the start of this long-awaited project. So with that, I'd like to invite the speakers and the Jurupa Valley City Council to put on a hard hat, because we all love those pictures, and pick up a shovel to officially break ground on the Jurupa Grade Separation Project. Thank you.
Great, thank you. So if we could have the speakers, the Jurupa Valley City Council, also ask our JCSD board member and Norco elected officials to come up. Mind you, we did not ask the federal government to stop the trains in the interest of interstate commerce, so if there's ever a good time to not get too close to the railroad tracks, please abide by that and continue your excitement to break through the tape. So if we could gather speakers and Jurupa Valley City Council gather safely for a picture. And again, I want to thank you all for being here, and thank City of Jurupa Valley, and let's celebrate this event today. Thank you.